Guys. My name's Logan. We're going to be talking about just campus in general and tips and tricks for the many hours you will be spending here for the next 4 years. So we're going to talk about food, study areas, library, parking, activities. Um, and so let's talk about food first. So, right, you're studying, you're in the library, and you gotta eat, right? Might be inconvenient, but you gotta eat. So, we're gonna talk a little bit about how that goes. So of course you can bring food from home, or sometimes you didn't prepare, you didn't think far enough advance, or you had a late morning, or you just want to eat on campus. And there's some good places to eat on campus. This is also assuming that you don't have a meal plan. I didn't never had that experience, so talk to someone else about that. But I definitely, yeah, I recommend bringing food from home. You don't have to just bring a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because there's microwaves on campus. You can bring your leftovers from the night before and warm them up. So part of that is, I feel like a lot of freshmen, a lot of people just kind of assume, oh, if I want to warm something up, I got to go to the Wilk. So, they move from the library over to the Wilk and they wait in this big long line for like 15 minutes to warm up their food, which that is no fun. So there's actually microwaves that I think are probably closer to the library and never have a wait or a much shorter wait. And so you can look that up if you go on the BYU app and you search vending, or even if you search microwaves, it'll show up as vending. You click on it, then there's a button that says microwaves, and it shows you the locations of the microwaves around you. Um, I think so, like the Talmadge building, the JFSB, and the MARB, I know all have microwaves, as well as the Tanner, but those three are like kind of close to the center of campus, if you aren't trying to wait in line at the Wilk. So, some other good places to eat. So obviously the Cougar Eat that has all, it's the Subway, Chick-fil-A, whatever. Blue Line, that's in the Tanner building. That's actually really good. I like the food there. Um, the MOA Cafe, that's more, if you want to like a little bit of a nicer lunch. I don't think it's like crazy expensive or anything, but it's like a nicer place. Pendulum Court Cafe, that like the nutrition students put that on like a few days a week for lunch, and it's like $6, $7, like nothing crazy, and it's like a good lunch. Like they give you like a dessert and guys are in a meal. So if you're just going cheap, like you did not want to have to buy food, but you didn't pack anything, then it's like, okay, in the vending machine, there's some cheap stuff. You can get a pizza bagel for like $1.50. Warm that up in the microwave, that'll tide you over. Or there's other like sandwiches and there's snacks and stuff in there too. Pendulum Cornet, I have that again. Taco Bell, of course, you can get that for like a buck or two or three if you're really trying to be cheap. I don't think it's called BYU Go. I just put that in there, but there's like just down the hall from the Cougar Eat, there's like a Cougar Express, I think is what it's called. And yeah, they have like bowls and sandwiches and stuff that you can just go and grab and pay for. Harvey's, which is at the engineering building, you can get like a burger and fries, or they have breakfast burritos, and it's like $4 or $5, six. Brigham's Wagon, that's like a food truck. I've never actually eaten there, but they have like hot dogs and corn dogs and stuff, and that's pretty cheap. And then this is just amazing. This was an amazing discovery. The kids' meal at the BYU Creamery. I hope that they don't increase their prices when you guys get here, but currently, for like 6.75, you can get a burger, fries, a drink, and ice cream. And you're thinking, oh, it's a kid's meal. It's going to be small. No, I can never finish my food. And I am a fully grown adult. It is so much food, and it's a kid's meal. And so the ice cream is like a kid size, but like it is the best value of anything ever. It's awesome. Okay, study areas. So sometimes you're going to be sick of the library, right? There's like not any windows hardly in there. And so you're going to kind of want to go somewhere else. For me, it was JFSB, especially at like the beginning of when I was in college. So I would, especially when it was warm, would love to go to the JFSB and study in like either this courtyard, or I would often go to this balcony right here. So especially because like it's in the shade. So if it's really warm and you want to go there and you don't want to have the sun shining on your computer screen and on your face, it's a great place to go. You can still be outside and enjoy the weather. Um, this side is usually sunnier. And then if you go to the fourth floor up here and then you go out to like the front of the building, there is a big balcony out there too. Also, there's like these like little annexes here in the center, on the fourth and third floor. Mostly like the fourth. They're just like nice areas to study, like big old windows and stuff. Not a lot of people go there. Um, yeah, and then like, in each of like the buildings, like the business building and the communications building, there's probably some sort of study area. I spent a lot of time in the Tanner building. Like the comms building has like an atrium on the second floor. Okay, but in the HBLL, the library, right? Like each floor is different. Like some are quiet floors, some are not, some are snack floors. So just a little bit of a heads up. So the periodicals is on the second floor, which is like the first level under the main floor because it goes one, two, three, four. Third floor is the main floor. Um, and so like in this picture right here, it's actually these little alcove things coming up. So it's underground, but yeah. Anyway, that's a good place to go. I feel like a lot of freshmen end up going there. It's a kind of a social area, even though it's supposed to be quiet. Um, so the fourth floor is newly renovated. It's really fun. There's a lot of people talking, kind of a social place to go, but you can do your homework there too. Fifth floor is quiet. It's a nice place to go if you're just trying to focus. The cubicles, there's cubicles on the fifth floor, and I believe the first and second. I also loved just like the atrium area, like under like the big old glass thing right here, but on the first floor, there's like some chairs and stuff down there. Okay, so the library. A lot of people forget that you can actually check books out at the library. It's not just a study place. I kind of forgot that until like my senior year. I started reading a little more and realized I didn't have to pay for books or Audible or whatever. So I just started checking books out at the library, which was kind of fun. Um, Libby is an app you can use, and you can use your BYU ID to get audiobooks for free. You can rent chargers for your phone or your AirPods or your uh, laptop. They have all the different kinds of chargers that you can rent, and it's free for 2 hours. I found myself having dead stuff sometimes. You can also rent camera equipment. We're talking like GoPros, GoPro mounts, stabilizers, tripods, like nice camera stuff. So if you're into that or want to get into it, it's a great way to do that. Study rooms, if you go to lib.byu.edu, you can rent a study room. You can also rent theater rooms or like viewing rooms. So there's like a big old like theater room, and it's like a bunch of seats. You could rent that for like an FHE or something if you wanted. And there's smaller ones as well. If you want to watch a movie on a big screen. Then there's a makerspace, which you can do like 3D printing and stuff like that. And then printers. So this isn't specific to the library. There is a printer in the library, but there's printers all throughout campus. Again, if you go to the BYU app, search printers, it'll show up. It'll show you the locations of the printers across campus. Google Print is where you can print like big posters or kind of things other than just on like a standard piece of paper. Also through the library, you can get a New York Times subscription for free, which is kind of nice. So if you just search NYT subscription, BYU library, it'll give you instructions on that. So parking. So this is a big thing. If you know anything about Provo, everyone's always mad about the parking. Um, I never had a pass. All 4 years, I never paid for a pass. It's $60 a semester. I avoided that cost. Um, and I made it work. So trying to make it work for for about 3 years was okay, and then I finally got like a little like moped thing and started riding that to school, and that was the best decision I ever made. So if you see here, these yellow lots are the lots that if you pay the $60 a month, you're allowed to park in. You cannot park in them if you don't pay that. And then all these other colored lots you cannot park in. Those are faculty and whatnot. So you can see these wide lots are still pretty far from the center of campus. So you could end up driving 10 minutes to the parking lot, driving around for 5 minutes trying to find a parking spot. and then walking another 10, 15 minutes to your class on the other side of campus, you know? And there's big old stairs here and everything. So you can avoid that if you have a moped or a scooter, like some electric scooter or like a little one wheel or motorcycle or something like that. And you can drive right into campus. You don't need a parking pass or anything. Park right here. You can park right here. You can park. This is like a lot of times I would park here, behind the Clyde building. My first class, like right here in the Marb. I literally sometimes like I lived in this neighborhood up here. I would leave like 4 or 5 minutes before my class started. That's probably pushing it a little bit, but I could drive, park, and get to my class on time. Um, which is awesome because otherwise you're 20, 30 minutes beforehand you're having to leave, even with a parking pass sometimes. However, after 4 p.m., a lot of these A lots start opening up. Not all of them, but most of them. So then you can start parking there. After 7 p.m., so like for me, sometimes you gotta like do some late night studying and you just want the closest place to the library. For me, what I would do is I would drive down here, I would park in the underground parking of the JFSB. It's only open after 7 p.m. for non uh faculty. But yeah, you come here, you go through, and you can park underground. You can even go up a level. And so you just pop right out this staircase right by the HBLL, which is awesome. Um, okay, activities. So on campus, there's a lot of different like activities you can do. So if you have a wristband, and so intramurals doesn't, I don't think you have to have a wristband for intramurals, but the wristband gets you access to like everything in the Richards building, RB, or the Smith Field House. So like pick up basketball at the RB, the gym, the Smith Fieldhouse, the sauna, fitness classes, bowling. Well, okay, not bowling, sorry. Bowling is just in the Wilk. But then like the pool, so all of that you can do with your wristband. Um, so definitely recommend like taking advantage of these things. So that's it. But that's everything I learned in the last 4 years. Not just kidding. But hopefully some of those were helpful for you. And yeah, enjoy some of the other videos.